You are now listening to the sounds of Gatus. Ooh, chill 'em.
I gotta. What's going on, people?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of Cannon Speaks. Even got the Don DeMarco. Huh?
I'm gonna close my door. Hold
Oh,
up.
go do your thing. Do your thing. Man, so like I told you guys, it looked like these protests are ramping up. So you got you got Columbia, you got the University of Columbia, right? They still got these little tent cities going on right now. You got Emory University in Atlanta starting to do protests, and the Emory University ain't having it, right? They ain't having it right now. You got universities in Arizona where they arrested over 100 people for protesting. I told you guys this weekend was going to get spicy. Anyway, if you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we live. You catching the replay. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism. Oh my gosh, man. This is a nutshell. So on top of these protests, we got crazy weather happening in Nebraska. So I got Jay on today because I know Jay, like he's in that zone. He's in that like tornado zone, which is crazy to me. What's going on, Montoya? Who we got? We got Brandon, Looney Tunes fan in here. What's going on, Brandon? You are the best streamer, sir. Carlton Way in the building. We got Hotep Federales in the building. We got a little Ketchup in the building. What's the deal? Hotep Oz, what's up? Oh, we got YV. We got Daisy Girl. We got Justine in here. What's up? Oh, man. Anyway. So I find these tornadoes interesting, guys. I find these tornadoes interesting. Holy smokes. What's up, Jack Reeves in the building? Yo, so remember I was telling you guys about Obama High? I remember me talking about that in the stream. So Obama High is basically because of Nebraska and Maine don't have a winner take all, right? Nebraska and Maine don't have a winner take all election process like the other 48 states. So the Democrats are worried that if RFK takes enough votes from Joe Nicholslick, Right, hold on, let me bring Jay back in. Okay, there we go. So the Democrats are worried, right, that if RFK takes too many votes from Nickel Slick, Nickel Slick's going to lose to Donnie T in the presidential election. So their best case scenario, or their worst case, or the best case scenario is that it's 29-29, right?
Dang.
I mean, 269-269. You need 270 votes to be the president, right? 269-269. So what they're betting on is getting your boy Hakeem the Dream in there speaker, and then he is the tiebreaker. He'll make 270-269.
Yeah.
But if
That's
RFK get in there and takes votes from Nickel Slick, it's a wrap for the Democratic Party. And I find it so interesting right now that Nebraska's having all of these tornadoes happening. Now I know it's like tornado season, right, Jay?
I guess, yeah. We're almost in what are we in April? So we're almost in May. What they say about April showers will bring May flowers.
Yeah.
We're at that point.
So, but with Nebraska right now, like this is a lot. They got hit with a lot of tornadoes, right?
Yeah,
like 8 or 9.
It's a lot.
On top of like the nickel size hail or the golf ball size hail. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I get it, it's tornado season coming up, but at the same time, this is a lot. This is unprecedented. Even the news was saying that this was unprecedented. So I'm wondering, right, if this is something that, like, if somebody turned that weather machine on, Jay,
they hit the harp.
They hit the harp. Yeah, exactly. Turned on this weather machine, and they're trying to get Nebraska to get into this mail-in. Like, oh, your houses are all devastated. You guys gonna have to be displaced right now. You may have to move out. We're going to do these mail-ins.
I don't know. They got to paint their roofs blue. See if they can paint the roofs blue. They'll be good to go.
Oh, man. But it's crazy, man. So I don't know. It's been a lot of news happening right now.
Yeah. Same.
But I mean, I feel bad for the people in Nebraska. They said they got more tornadoes coming. I seen that they got Oklahoma as like right there in that high risk category right now. When I looked at the map, y'all worried?
Passes. It just came. We had a big bunch come over us. I'm in the southern part of Oklahoma, and it's just a bunch of rain poured down, and most of it's look like it's clearing out right now. I forgot to put on my weather over here on the side to see, but my dad's been texting me. Came and went mostly.
Okay, so it seems like you guys might be okay. Hopefully, you guys stay okay. But
our area stays okay because we have a mountain called Mount Scott, and once upon a time, it was the largest mountain in North America or in the entire world at the beginning of creation. Supposedly, this is the story that we've been told anyway. I think if you guys want to look up Mount Scott online, you can check that out too. So it was supposed to be the highest peak, and at some point, the mythological stories behind it are that some alien motherships landed on it, and the native Indians came and blessed it and gave it this supernatural invisible shield that protects us from tornadoes. And no tornado can hit in this area of our vicinity. But anyway, that's the mythological story to it. Maybe the army has some kind of a shield too.
Could very well be. All I know is that 55 million people under severe weather threat from Texas to was it Michigan? Is what I'm looking at right now. It's just like I said, I knew it was gonna be an interesting weekend, but goodness gracious, y'all. Goodness gracious. But like I said, and we even still have these protests happening, Jay. We still got these protests happening. They're happening. Emory University said, "No, we ain't with this mess," right? And that's in Atlanta. Then you got Arizona. You got a bunch of them in Arizona right now. 100 people were arrested for protesting on college campuses in Arizona, and then you still got Columbia University and NYU still acting a whole fool.
I don't know. It seems like they're trying to shoot themselves in the foot. I don't know. It seems like everyone's just trying to clear the way for Donnie T to get back in. Is the way it kind of looks like, especially. Because take a look at the campaign that they're running against Chris. Who is it? Kristi Noem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that? the news media has been running this campaign today about how she shot her dog and she shot her goat, and then they've been running this. She said she had a mean goat and a mean dog, and she didn't like either one of them, and she blasted them in their face, and killed them out. And that was like one of the.
They're trying to get Peter on the side.
They're trying to get her out the paint ahead of time in case she's the VP nod. But maybe they're just clearing the way for Tulsi. You know, it seemed like
possible.
It's because okay, think about this though, right? Let's deep dive into it for a second. At the people that we see that come on that talk about stuff don't speak it on things like we do, where it's like we're just freestyling. They're strictly on off of a script.
Right.
My script says Orange Man bad, Supreme Court wonderful until it isn't. This, that, and the third, right? Democracy, tyranny. Like they're just reading off buzzwords off their script. They're not coming up with stuff off the top of the dome. They can't freestyle like that.
No.
It's the head people in charge. And the head people in charge, your Soroses and everybody else that runs all these different spots. Not necessarily that Soros runs one of those spots, but the head honchos, they're the ones that are going to trickle down the information and be like, do this and do that as a chess move. Be like, well, Donnie T's getting back in. That's all. That's that. But then after we get him out, who does the conservative base have to put in?
Right, exactly.
And they already saw Ron DeSantis is the no-go. The only person that they could have would be Ramaswamy, and we already know that he's a plant.
Right, he is a plant, but people still love him though.
So it's a setup from the jump. It's a setup from Jump Street. So the elite are just pushing down this stuff like to clear the path for Tulsi to get in there, because we know that Tulsi is also a plant, but she's got some good stances, her anti-war rhetoric and stuff like that, right?
Right.
If she gets in as the VP nod, it's a wrap. She's gonna pull so much support from some of the. There's the
independent side. She's gonna pull support from the Democratic side. Yeah.
There's the left in America, and most of the left that we see, they're far extreme. They're extreme.
I don't trust her either, though.
Still tiny little pockets of that old school blue collar. My mom and dad voted for JFK. People out there. There's still some people out there that are like that. That are out here that still remember the past of the blue states, and that's where they're going to be at. The before the blue was pro-war, right? Before they became pro-war. Right now, back in the past they were doing the demonstrations. Back in the past, they demonstrated against Dr. Faust, who's their newfound buddy today. They would have been on campuses saying, "Don't trust that man," whereas today they're like, "Listen to that man," and everything. So it's a paradigm shift from where they're at from the past to where they're at in the present, and the shift was possible via all these talking heads, the media, the constant recycling of stuff. Because you turn on the TV back in the day, you turn it on for a little bit and watch this and that and third. Your aunties and your grandma, the older generation, sit there and watch that TV. Nowadays, you got the 24 cycle, 24 news, just bam, 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 this and that and the third. And it's a different setup for propaganda, including the social media. So they switched to stuff. So they're going to try to push Christie out, I believe, so that Tulsi has a path in. And then she gets in, and we see Vivek also highlighted. And that sets up the whole picture. Gavin Newsom, Hakeem the Dream, Westmore, and all these other contenders to be the next Barry 2.0.
Because that's exactly what you just said. Westmore, Hakeem the Dream, Gavin Newsom are the Democrats' 2028
That's
hope.
their 2028.
That's their 2028 hope.
Which leads into their jump off of Agenda 2030.
Exactly.
What we're going to see the with the pockets of real actual tyranny and the breakdown of what they want to say democracy would be under Agenda 2030, which is what they want to be a part of. I mean.
Because after Donnie T, who do they got? Like you said, Vivek, Tulsi, who else? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, look at the two main.
Maybe Byron Donalds, if they can get him on, get some momentum behind him.
Yeah, he wouldn't even have the support. Where's his support? When he tried to ask for support in what's his name? They kind of basically bought him off with $5,000. They said, we'll support your camp with $5,000. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he was quiet. So I was like, okay, so he's quick to 1 second he's 10 toes down, and then the next second he's quick to be like, okay, whatever. But this is Jimmy Das Hotep's point. I'll read this off. If they know they're going to get stuck with Donnie T, why wouldn't they try and influence the VP choice? We know they aren't above using the GOV to get rid of presidents. And that's entirely where I'm at with it too, Jimmy. I believe that we're looking at a setup from Jump Street that they're wanting to influence or put in place other people that are just like I just said with how Byron was quick to fall apart under pressure when they pressured him over the court picks and the court nominees for speaker, when they pressured him over the speaker process. Then Byron Donalds was quick to fold on that. So at the GOP level, they really don't have the people that they need in place, like a Donnie T, that are strong individuals on their own. We saw with Ron DeSantis that he fell apart quickly. And we saw with some of the other characters that they just don't have that pull. They just don't have that name recognition. They don't have that funding. They don't have that sway or personality to bring about any kind of substantial movement from the GOP. Not like a Donnie T, which this Teflon Don, the way the media was hitting us with, he's going to the Supreme Court. He's in trouble now. Oh, they're taking him to the woodshed. And then when they started saying, oh, no, we're not going to do anything to this man, the media were mad. The media was mad because they thought that he was going to get in some serious trouble. And the media and the Supreme Court is like, nah, because he really didn't do anything wrong. So we really can't.
He didn't. And what they're going to find out they found out in the last case that was similar to this, where Cohen perjured himself, that Cohen took it upon himself to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Pecker took it upon himself to do that. They was conspiring together, or they brainstormed that together. And they're trying to implicate Donnie T in what they did. Cohen mortgaged his house. Who does that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's other ways to do whatever they were doing. Hush money. You perjure yourself, but you mortgaged your house to do this. What?
They're in on it deeper than they're willing to admit, and just like we saw with the Fannie Willis joint, like we saw with that, because everyone was like, so exactly where is this money coming from? Where's the receipts? What does this look like? And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't look over here. Don't look here. And we're getting the same thing again. And it's over. Like, it is basically like we're jumping back into this, the tabloid nonsense of it all. And like, it's like, okay, he did what he did, immoral, inappropriate, whoop-de-whoop. Let's move on to the like come back with something else, because they're just all it is about is just tying him up while he's trying to get back in, trying to deplete that war chest.
Bruh. This is the crazy part, right? So, oh man, check this out, Jay. Look who's made their resurgence.
Where are they at? West Virginia?
Patriot Front marches in West Virginia, flags, mask, and controversy. Oh my goodness gracious, man.
We already know that
they got a grift.
7 out of 10 of their members are alphabet boys.
Oh, guaranteed.
And it's like the 3 of them are just like, just fell and bumped their heads a few too many times.
And this is what 47 minutes ago. Patriot Front, a white supremacist group, marched in downtown Charleston, West Virginia today, sparking controversy and concern amongst residents and online communities. Participants were seen carrying an upside-down American flag and a Confederate flag, which has been interpreted as a display of extremist views. The march has been met with criticism from locals who believe that such displays of white supremacy are not representative of West Virginia's values. Some have speculated that many of the participants may not be from West Virginia. No stuff. No stuff. Suggesting that the group could be attempting to recruit new members. The event has raised questions about the role of local law enforcement, as some have criticized the police for not taking stronger actions against the group. Look at this. Let's see what we got here, Jay.
How can they take stronger action against?
What'd you say?
How can they take stronger action against a group that 8 of the people are already a part of? They'd be arrested their own dudes. What the heck are they?
Yeah, exactly. Right. When they go to court, it's going to be like how they did with the dad going. What's the golly mighty? I can't think of it.
Hey, a few years ago, they had the homeless people. They were rounding up homeless people and telling them, "Here, carry this package with you and this manifesto and walk around with it."
Right. And what this is what they wanted the Proud Boys to be. Like they're all feds. Look at this though. They're masked. That's how you knew. Like I said, the Proud Boys. People got mad about the Proud Boys, but I'm like, yo, they was infiltrated. They started out genuine. They got infiltrated. This is how you know this is a Fed op right here. It's because they're all masked up. They look like Geek Squad. They're like Langley's IT department that they just say, go put this on. I need you to go down here and do this. They're all actors. Remember that video they put out where they was like, they did this whole speech and then they act like they didn't know that the camera was still running?
Right.
And it was like, yeah, white power. And I was like, come on, y'all. And people really ate that up. They were like, oh, see, they're racist. Like, come on.
It's fear mongering over nothing. Like who are these people? Who are these people influencing, attacking? What kind of power, sway do they hold? You got how many people here? 30 or something like that, 30, 40 people?
Yeah.
And 20 of them, 25 to 30 of them are feds. So what the heck are we worried about? Like, we already know what they are. They're like, they put these things together. They've always done this for a very long time. You read that book, The Spook by the Door, and all this other stuff that came out.
Yeah.
You know that they always put these people in positions to where they're supposedly a part of some movement or the grassroots movement, whether underground, this nonsense, all this other stuff. And then most of the people inside those groups, we even saw that with that movie that just came out with Adam Driver, where he was he infiltrated their group.
What's that movie called? I can't think of the movie. But yeah, you're right. But this is crazy. So when you see Patriot Front come out, you know what's the other one? Blood Tribe. When you see them come out, you know that grifting is in full effect there. The grift is in full effect. The election year is in full effect. You already have, like when me and Protocol was on with a couple of days ago on Thursday.
Yeah.
With the guy, they're trying to make that story with the guy that got killed in the bar, that was killed in the bar when the police was arresting him, where he died. I'm gonna say he died in the bar when the police arrested him. They're trying to ramp that story up, but it's not gaining the traction that they wanted to gain. Like even Weon was trying to took the story and spun it exactly how me and Protocol said they was going to spin that story. They showed the police officer with the knee on the neck. They never showed him without the knee on the neck, and they said he died as a response to his knee being on his back. They didn't play it. They just kept jump cutting the video. They're going to try to use that as a story. You got Patriot Front, aka the Screen Actors Guild, marching around West Virginia, with these flags freshly pressed.
When the Hollywood went on strike, they had to go and get a new acting gig, and here it is.
Exactly. They all might be no Chinese men that came across the border in them uniforms right there. You know what I mean? When you start to see all of this propaganda,
fear mongering
come around and fear mongering.
Because election season, we need the fear mongering, and you need to sit here and tie these guys to something, and then what are these weak sauce characters doing anyway? Not a darn thing.
Bro, all I'm gonna say is this: is that I guarantee the Blood Tribe gonna come out against anti-Israel. Anybody? What's up, HJ in the building? You said anybody pop off yet? No, I ain't seen nothing pop off yet. Arizona just arrested like 100 people apparently. What else? Emory University, another train derailment. Train derailment forces evacuations near New Mexico-Arizona border. Just seen that just now.
That's rough.
Yo, this weekend been crazy. But you got all these police officers. Emory University said we ain't having it. You had universities in I forgot what university in Arizona, but 100 people got arrested protesting in Arizona. You still got USC. USC just canceled graduation. Canceled graduation, and them kids is pissed. You know what I mean? I played the one with the girl yesterday where she was like, yo, I didn't have a high school graduation. Now I don't got a college graduation. You know what I mean? Like I say, yo. You got now, I don't know, because now you got Patriot Front out here. I'm sure Blood Tribe's gonna come out here and start doing that. They're dramatic acting, right?
Let them have at it. Shoot. Let them have at it.
We got 211 people watching. That's what's up. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. If you follow me over on X, hit the follow button over on X.
It's all about the optics. This is a tiny group, right? There's more Hebrew Israelites out there, and they get more aggressive with you on the corners than this little group.
Yeah,
but we don't have
a DSV and on X says, why is there feds on parade?
We're not gonna sit there with the spotlight on certain groups, though.
Right, exactly. But I'm telling you, they're going to use this, like you said, Jay, it's fear mongering, it's propaganda to start getting people up in arms. And like I feel like these people, the feds marching right here, the feds marching down the street, the Screen Actors Guild marching down the street. It means it's going to be tonight might be spicy in a couple of cities. Might be spicy in a couple of cities because this is going to invoke a response. Imagine if they were marching right now in New York, right? Through the I don't know, whatever. Anti-Israel, anti-Palestine, whatever protest. Imagine them marching down there. You don't think somebody will get sparked off?
It might be. A lot of it has been pretty relaxed so far, hasn't it?
It has been, but it always takes one person, Jay. It always takes one. It just takes one. I remember when Freddie Gray happened here in Baltimore, right? My homeboy, he was down there doing this thing downtown at the baseball game. He's like, hey, yo, people was marching for Freddie Gray. Everything was straight. He said, then next thing you know, yo, these white folk come out of nowhere. Yo, they don't even belong around here. Yo, start calling us the N-word and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, about an hour later, stuff spark off downtown because of it.
Was it a setup?
It was a setup. It was agent provocateurs coming in to invoke a response from the locals. The same thing with George Floyd, because my homeboys called me like, yo, we about to go down to the protest. Anybody that don't belong here, we sparking them. We getting them up out of here.
But it was,
and I was like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, with Freddie Gray, wasn't it the 3 black officers that were the main ones that was a part of it? They had three white officers and 3 black officers.
They showed Chauvin. Yeah, they showed Chauvin. There was 2 other officers on him, or 3 other officers on his torso and his legs and stuff.
Gray,
the Asian dude,
right? Gray.
Yeah. So, but Freddie Gray, it was it was 3 other black officers for Freddie Gray. I think Freddie Gray, yeah. And the sad part is the one that went down for that, he had nothing to do with nothing. He was just the driver. And that's where they try to pin the rough ride. I'm like, you would have to flip that ban to have a rough ride. They used the rough ride as a pretext to calm people down in the streets. But anybody in the hood was like, yo, that rough ride was BS. We knew they was bullshitting on that. That rough ride was just to shut people up. And then that driver went down. And I don't even think he really went down. They just think in the limelight, he went down. But he had nothing to do. He just driving into the daggone what's the name like he was supposed to. You know what I mean? There was another dude in the back of the paddy wagon. He was like, "Yo, it was a smooth ride straight to the police station. Yo was just throwing himself around back here." And then we ain't never see that dude again. Dang. We never heard from that dude again.
But it was recorded though at the time, huh?
It was recorded at the time. I told you that initial footage always get people. But then they try to erase that initial footage when it don't fit the narrative.
Well, I was just gonna say that's in Baltimore, right? The spike in violence and crimes, homicides, and all that is shooting up, right? Where are you at right now? Do you know where you're at right now?
It's hard to know, man. It's probably approaching 200 something murders, maybe. I just talked about the girl that got killed by her boyfriend. Not far from where I live at.
Because you guys had like your numbers are near Chicago levels. Like this, like 400 something people died when one year were killed. And so back in the 70s when they came out with that Saturday Night Special and all this other stuff that they were doing back in the 70s. In the 70s, you had people knifing each other all the time, and you had all this vast majority, just rampant homicides and violent crimes too. And we're almost in 2025. Come 2025, that most all the places are going to stop reporting it. We're going to stop reporting the violent crimes. They're going to stop reporting the crime rates and the statistics so that they can make it all go down across the board. Technically, then we've already seen the reporters. We've already seen the reporters coming out and saying, just like we saw with that White House puppet, saying violent crime is going down. Violent crime is going down. No, it's not. It's gone up, skyrocketing across the board. And we've got police kill, like I said before, police kill 1,000 Americans per year, and that's going to go up. That's continuing to slightly go up. So we're going to have it like at like a 1,200 between was it 2026 or something like that. It's going to go up to like 1,200 deaths of Americans, but they selectively pick out which one matches the narrative, which one can get people amped up. They don't report on all these other police encounters with Americans. That goes by the wayside.
No.
It's pick and choose.
So I just read it said right now we got 41 non-fatal shootings, 15 homicides, which I know is BS. But it's an election year. You feel
How
me?
could it be reported like that when you guys had like we read this off and you had 353 or something like that last year?
Yeah.
And we're already
that's
in
on
April.
average.
Yeah,
that's on average, bro.
Between 353 to 400, you guys are almost at the same level as Chicago. Is Chicago, New York? What's the other spot? What would we say it was? San Francisco, one of those spots. It's one of those areas where the death rate was crazy. But the entire thing between the police and the tracking of different crimes and the categorizing of different crimes is what they want to change up going forward, to where someone comes up and stabs you in the head and it gets called a misdemeanor instead of a violent crime or something like that, or it gets called nothing. Not
that's
even
how they
write
do
it down.
That's how they do though. They'll sit there and recategorize it.
They had a recategorization of it. We saw that was what they were talking about for Chicago too.
Let me see. How do I do this real quick? Here we go. Boom. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. This is a protester down in Georgia. State trooper just carried his dumb ass out. Hold on. What did he say? He said something. Hold on. Let me see if I can rewind. Look at this, y'all. This is
hurting me.
Strong.
You're hurting me. Ow! Ow! Ow!
They ain't got the billy clubs or the dogs out.
No, they wait for Uncle Hotep to get down there with the dogs.
Where's the dogs?
Get down there with the dogs.
What was it?
Like,
the rubber hoses, the dogs, the water cannons. Where's all that?
They wait for Unc. They wait for Unc to get down there. They like, where's Unc need a bat signal. Unc need a bat signal.
He was
oh my gosh.
He was cracking heads as a CO.
Yeah. Yo, Unc need a bat signal. We need to make Uncle bat signal, yo.
Man, alive.
Rudy in the building. What's up, Rudy the vet in the building? Says, fellas, isn't it a little weird that this group of people always march with no counter protest and police escort?
Yeah,
I smell Gestapo 3-letter. Yeah, exactly. You already know what Patriot Front is.
That's why we just said.
The same thing with Blood Tribe. They're all actors.
That's why I just said, why is there not a big crackdown on these people? Why would they be cracking down on their own people when they're trying to gather evidence against Ricky and Bobby, the only two people that are not in on the plot? You got Ricky and Bobby over here that were dropped on their heads a couple dozen times. They got, they don't have much of a clue, and this is like their family to them or something like that. They finally feel warm and welcome or something like that, and here they are just really being led to getting some charges put up against them later on down the line. Honeypot, entrapment, all this stuff.
Yep, facts.
Like we saw with the homeless group. They told the homeless group to go inside.
In Atlanta too, right?
They told them to go into a mall holding some boxes that had
Oh.
pretend detonation type stuff in the boxes, and they didn't know what it was, and they gave them a couple $100, and they tried to put together a website where they were going to leak their manifesto, and it was just homeless dudes. And so the trial lawyers looked at that and they were like, nah, let these people out of jail. You can't just railroad these people with some nonsense, because the guys were like, they were out of it, and they were like, I don't even know what we were told. That man right there, Agent Smith, he's the one that handed me the box and told me to walk into the mall with it.
Yeah, that's when
the get-go.
Yeah, that was in what was that? That's Miami.
Let me go look that.
What was that at?
You know, in Miami was where that real estate agent was going. That was a serial killer was going around killing all those homeless people. See, homeless. What would that be called?
Why you looked that up? Anti-Semitism on campus. Jewish student blocked at UCLA. Here we go. This was a couple minutes ago. A UCLA Jewish student was barred from entering the campus by pro-Hamas student activists on Shabbat. Why he going in there on Shabbat? Anyway, sparking discussions about discrimination and anti-Semitism on campus. Mass protesters blocked the Jewish student from entering a certain area of the campus, leading to outrage and calls for the university to take action against the protesters. The incident has raised questions about freedom of assembly and speech versus rights of individuals to access public spaces without discrimination. Like I said, I'm telling you, Jay, it's just ramping up. What's going to happen is one of them Soros back, or somebody going to get paid to spark something off. Either they're going to get paid to throw a brick through a window, like Do the Right Thing when they was protesting radio or trying to avenge Radio Raheem or whatever. Like, that's what's going to happen. That's what they're waiting on. They want somebody to do that. Somebody's going to get paid to set a building on fire or throw a brick through a window or something, or I don't know, fire a shot on the other side, and then it's on and popping. Like, that's how it always happened. Think about the Floyd marches. When did it happen, Jay? It happened like it got spicy on the weekends at night. It got spicy on the weekends at night. Summer of love during the day it was cool. At night they was tripping. So the thing is who's going to fall for it? Because it only takes one person to set it off. That's it. And then once that one person set it off, you know it's going to take the few to start to ignite that flame or start to ignite the fire.
They tried to take down the building there in Atlanta, the CNN offices. Remember that?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, the dude set himself on fire by mistake.
They were attacking it like crazy. Thank you, babe.
It was
Don DeMarco, Michelle Pylon, bum, 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 with the plate. Appreciate. We got tacos going over here. Yesterday we had the taco action. Tonight I got some tacos going. I don't know if I'm debating about whether or not I should order some pizza later because I'm planning on watching the fights. Tonight they're gonna have Mike Perry fighting. You know I love the BKFC, which is the bare knuckle fighting championship. It's basically boxing but with bare knuckles. So that's going down tonight, and I'm looking forward to watching that.
Oh man, yo, we got 550 people watching right now. That most of that's on X, yo. Shout out to X. I've been getting a lot of love on X lately.
Emmanuel said that was the the mostly singles in your area looking for matches.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to all those Ukrainian dating sites that are watching us tonight. We love it and keep it up.
Exactly what it is. Carlton said all this stuff is orchestrated. 100%. HJ agree as well. But the thing about it is this, yo, is what's going to happen. Everything always happens on the weekend at night. There's going to be one person. It just take one person. That's it. To do something stupid. And then you got the ignorance that's in the crowd that's going to follow that one person. Next thing you know, you got the optics that the media wants.
It's all by design. It's the election season, and we need to have this type of rah-rah and fear-mongering going on because we don't want that orange man back in because he's tyrannical and he will destroy democracy. Despite the fact we live in a republic where a lot of junk goes down constantly, and we're not working towards fixing any of it. Like I said, like the crime rate is skyrocketing, and that's one of the points I think that Donnie T is going to bring up. We're at those levels where cities are having like the 400, 500 homicides in a year. We're at that point where the police are killing American citizens at 1,000 per year,
Right.
and all of that goes by the wayside because we're distracted with all this other stuff going on. We have tons of real
Mhm.
world issues going on for us to be sitting here worried about the Actors Guild of America marching down the street with the,
Right.
like that's not the least of my concerns when gas and milk and groceries are getting out of control with these prices
Yeah.
right now. We're all struggling. Like this is
Thousand.
strugglenomics.
Exactly. And then like I said, like where I stand on it, Jay. I'm like, yo, y'all really got this much fervor for this, this Israel / Iran Palestine situation. Pull a Malcolm Nance. Go kid up, grab a rifle, fly on over there to the Middle East and pick a side.
I
Pick
don't
a
mind.
side. Y'all out here in the middle of the street arguing with fellow Americans over the ideals of a war that you don't even belong in.
I don't mind their anti-war sentiment if that's what they
I
want
don't
to have.
either.
If
But
they
the
want to
way-
say I'm
Right.
anti-war, do it. Stay 10 toes down with it. But we know the reality is these kids are just virtual signaling for the gram, for their TikTok, which is soon to be banned,
They
for
don't
their
even know what they
social
marching
media interests. Right. And some of these, you have, how many guys do you see out there at these things? Zero. Unless you see a guy that's like filming it, you don't see
Yeah.
you don't see any men.
No.
You
No,
don't really see any men at these little things. So that it just comes down to them, what they've been trying to be pushed towards, which is kind of anti-war rhetoric, but a lot of it more is just them not understanding the full picture or dynamics of what this is all about. Because like I've been saying, this is going to be probably a 10-year ongoing situation, slow burn.
Mhm. Yep.
Of the powers that be situating themselves or positioning themselves in a manner to spark off World War III. We're going to get to that point, but we're not there yet. But we're seeing with the funding of Taiwan.
Yes.
Think about how important that is, and everybody's missing out on that point. Why
And
in
the
the
funding
world,
of Ukraine again. All of a sudden, the resurgence of the funding of Ukraine again.
Why in the world are we so hard pressed on Taiwan all of a sudden? Well, it's to try to see if we can proxy against China. We're trying to see if we can proxy against Russia. And we're running 3 different war fronts all via proxy at once.
Right.
Also against the Gazans, but not just against the people of Gaza. It's really to entice those other powers over there to try to step into it so that we can knock them out but while we still can, while we still have the upper hand at this point. But when our economy is getting weaker by the minute, all bets are off. We're gonna be the ones hurting both our economy, the infrastructure, and then the daily threat of hacking our infrastructure and hacking our systems. Remember, the AT&T went down not that long ago.
Not that long ago. Not to mention
my phone was out.
That's right. You did say that. And then not to mention though, right? People they skating past the fact that China was posturing up to attack our infrastructure via cyber attack. Not even a week ago. Not even a week ago.
Let me get a drink.
But you got it. But we're sitting over here in these streets. We worried about what's this Israel and Palestine situation. We worry about these protests right now in the streets. Everybody's so focused on that, right? Now we got this crazy, strange weather happening. Now we got another train that derailed in New Mexico, the Texas-New Mexico border, right? We all worried about that, but we're not worried about like the real threats that we got. We're not worried about why is the United States still funding Ukraine all of a sudden as a resurgence with funding Ukraine. $61 billion was just given to them. Why? What's about to happen with that situation? Right? Or is it just the fact that the United States is a war economy? Is it the fact that if war is happening, we're lucrative, we're getting money, we getting paid? Because right now we broke. Right? We're giving all this money to fund these wars. Are we funding these wars because it's going to bring us some more money into our pockets? Are we looking for a new forever war like we had with Operation Iraqi Freedom and all of those other situations? Or something really about to spark off that's going to really devastate not only the United States but other countries abroad? That's the question. Is World War III going to start with Israel, or is World War III going to start with Russia, or is World War III going to start with NATO, the United Nations? That's the questions I got. Right now, the tail's wagging the dog. There's order through chaos. Like the Hegelian dialectic is happening right now. There's so much stuff going on. The left hand don't know what the right hand doing. So with that being said, keep your head on the swivel, people, because honestly, whatever's going on, ain't no protest going to stop it. You know what I mean? Ain't no president going to stop it. It's going to happen regardless. It's inevitable. Like I said with the Israel Iran situation, it's inevitable. It's always going to happen. That's centuries in the making. Ricardo, what's going on, yo? What you say? If we start looking at all this issues at a glance, it looks like someone is sending some signals. Like back off, we go off on you. Pause. I mean, well, back off or we go off on you. Pause. I mean, you got a point. But I just feel like it's all by design, man. It's all by design. Don't forget what they want. They want that one world government. This is economic hit, man. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. $6 a gallon? That's nuts.
Shout out to the Bay. And there's
$6 a gallon in the Bay.
$6 a gallon of gas.
Good Lord, I'd be ready to cry. I'm be on my Huffy. I'll be on my Huffy riding to work. Yeah. Subway or something. That's a lot. $6 a gallon, and I can't even really say nothing because it's close to $5 a gallon right now in Baltimore.
$1.90 here.
You said it's $1.90.
Mm-hmm.
You keep giving more and more reasons to move to Oklahoma, Jay. $1.90 gas. That's crazy, and that's probably steep for y'all.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish it was $1.90.
No, we're our it's just I don't know. It's a lot of our structure of the way that we get paid out here is not as high as most other states. So we don't make as much. We don't make as much. So our cost of living is pretty low.
Gotcha.
I don't know how it's going to be when Governor Stitt signs that bill that Governor Stitt is trying to work with Greg Abbott and Benjamin Netanyahu to build the new Babylon Tower here in Oklahoma, make it the tallest tower in the world, and bring all the bankers here to Oklahoma. That might make prices go up.
What is this? Hundreds of Islamists marched in Hamburg, Germany, on Saturday afternoon, demanding the establishment of the caliphate in the country.
In Germany?
The protest was, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Here you go. Oh my gosh. The protest was organized by Muslim Intricate or whatever, an organization monitored by authorities but not banned. The march has elicited varied opinions online, with some expressing concern about the implications of such a demand in Germany, while others criticized the march and its participants. But that was all. That's Germany's fault. That's Germany's fault. They wanted to be, we got to take in the refugees. We got to take in the refugees, and now it looks like it's coming back to bite them in the tail.
They went from Daf to Ahmed, I guess.
Right. Right. Exactly. Jeez, man. See, it's far-reaching implications right now. Far-reaching implications. Ed Krasenstein, he's talking. Let's see what he says. Like, he act like he don't know Patriot Front in a Fed op. Here he go. Exactly. Here he go. Look at it. Your boy. Oh my gosh. Listen, look at what he just wrote. No, these people are not feds. These are white supremacists.
It'd be funny if he said, no, these people are not feds. I am.
Yeah,
Brian Krasenstein should say.
right. I should know. He said, no, these people are not feds. These are white supremacists. Hate group members of the Patriot Front marching through the streets of Charleston, West Virginia.
Big deal.
It's okay to admit that we're people on the right who are. It's okay to admit that there are people on the right who are bad. It doesn't mean you are bad too if you are right leaning. But he's been saying that. He's been calling everybody on the right bad. Every now and again he'll have a straight take, but for the most part he don't. For the most part he don't. You don't have to spread conspiracy theories to cover up for these a-holes. No, Ed Krasenstein, these guys are legit paid by somebody to do this. Period.
The same way that Soros is funding one side, the Screen Actors Guild is funding this side,
Exactly, but people forget, remember? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you got to follow the money. That's one of the primary things that people forget is if you follow the money and you start sniffing around for receipts, that's where you're gonna find out some information you weren't meant to. That's where you could get in trouble. Follow the money trail. You might see some things.
Right, and that's the thing, right? And people forget, right? Remember in the Summer of Love, during the George Floyd situations, how all those bricks were just all of a sudden magically popping up in these cities, including Baltimore. That's where my homeboys like, are we going down there? All these bricks popping up in these cities. Somebody was paying for that. I remember when the Freddie Gray happened, somebody that was like very vigilant, they was pointing out this couple who were at all of these rallies, protests in Baltimore, starting stuff. They were down at the stadium. They were over at Mondawmin Mall. You know what I mean? They were over off of Pennsylvania Avenue. The same couple. You could tell they were paid to do what they were doing. They was the ones sparking things off.
Yeah.
So y'all don't think that Patriot Front is a Fed op that's being paid to do this, Ed Krasenstein? Are we serious right now? Are we serious? This is not an organic group. This is not an organic group.
No.
I guarantee if they were met with force by a legit, imagine the Hebrew Israelites just walking up on them.
Yeah. But
they would fold immediately. They ain't got no smoke in them.
Not at all. Excuse me.
They ain't got no smoke in them.
If they were a legitimate threat to the powers that be, they would be out of there fast. And you know what we already saw? We already saw that in real time when that guy came through with the not messing around.
The not messing around coalition.
Grassroots movement. And he was black. He was black. And they got him where they got him? In jail, locked down for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life. Right. Then his gun go off.
He didn't even people. No, he didn't do anything. They just said, "Oh no, that's not the grass movement we're trying to support," because they don't have that many, black agents that they can just stick up in his little group to keep an eye on him or to run charges. So they just stuck him in jail just on GP. Right. They just said, "Okay, go put that man in jail." You want to talk about not messing around? It's us. It's the government that's not messing around. You got to go.
Facts.
You want to see the real not messing around? It's the powers that be. It's the George Soros of this world. It's the Barry Soetoros. That's the people that are not messing around.
Exactly.
They got him out. They got him out the paint. They got him out the paint fast. He came through and he was sparking it off because people were interested too.
100
people were interested in his group.
Steph says everything organic gets suppressed until they check in with the homies.
Fact. Everything organic. Every so-called grassroots movement, Malcolm X, MLK, everybody, all they had was just tons of infiltrators all coming in from the different alphabet groups. And it's in our document. It's in our documentation. It says we will send as many. And the hard part for them is when you have some of these black groups. That's where that whole spook by the door story comes from. Where you're going to get all these black agents to infiltrate them, like you saw that movie that came out with was Don Cheadle, and that's a good movie called Traitor. Did you get to see that?
I remember it.
He was a part of the groups that he was pretending to be. He was pretending to be Ahmed with the detonators, but he really wasn't. He was really Alphabet, and he was just trying to build a case. But he had a background in all that situation. Really good movie. Y'all check it out if you haven't seen it. It's called Traitor. Came out in 2008.
Man, so we got 700 people watching right now. So we're getting a lot of love on X. 668 people over on X watching. I appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all follow my channel on YouTube. I'm on Rumble, Canon Hotep. Follow me on X at Canon Hotep. Follow Jay Pylon on X at Jay Pylon. And follow Jay Pylon's channel over on YouTube. But yeah, yo, this is crazy. This is what I like. This is kind of half-tail what I expected for election season. You know what I mean? This is half-tail what I expected for election season. I think it's going to ramp up more. I think come June, July-ish, we're going to start to see some craziness, y'all. We're going to start to see some real craziness. So did you hear Trump? Trump just he he challenged Joe Biden to a debate.
Oh yeah.
What are the odds that happens? What do you think the odds of that happen?
I don't know. I don't think they want him to be. I don't think they want Sleepy Joe out there like that. They just had a. This is how nonsensical all this is. They just had Howard Stern, the so-called shock jock, do a bunch of softball questions with Joe. Did you see that nonsense? They're not gonna.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? They're not gonna.
I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
They're not gonna position him in a place that where because they've been running cover for him this whole time. We were just laughing our tails off recently about Joe talking about his uncle. His uncle fell out the sky and got Uncle Bosie fell out the sky and got ate by cannibals. Yeah. That's the president saying some nonsense like that. Some nonsense that is just off the wall, nonsensical. Right. Back in the day, if this was 70s Saturday Night Live or we had the television comedy that we did before where they took both sides, they would have been mocking that. It would have been some kind of hilarious content. But everybody is supposed to play by the script, and the script says run cover for this pitiful old man who's senile, who doesn't know what he's talking about, and who barely functions. Don't make fun of him because that's not nice to the elderly, and don't say anything bad about him. Don't clown on him, and run cover for him. Say that oh, he didn't mean that, he meant something else. At every point. Right. Yet we don't see the same playbook for Donnie T.
No, of course not.
They got him under fine tooth comb. They got him under the microscope. Anything and everything that man says is scrutinized.
And not to mention everything that Joe Biden does.
That man sneezes too loud. It's a threat to democracy.
Exactly. And imagine, right? Because right now, Nickel Slick is everything that he does is scripted, right? They got it all written down. Did you see him with the teleprompter and he said pause?
Yeah, he always reading his teleprompter out loud.
He said pause, right? So everything's scripted. So can you imagine him being in a debate setting where he has to be impromptu, where he has to be quick and resourceful?
Yeah.
He'll get eaten alive. He's going to get eaten alive. They cannot allow him to debate Donald Trump. They cannot allow it.
No.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. It says, this must be from Truth Social. Crooked Joe Biden just announced that he's willing to debate. Everyone knows he doesn't really mean it. But in case he does, I say anywhere, anytime, any place.
This is Clubber Leg.
Yeah. And Udi says an old expression used by fighters. I suggest Monday evening, Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening at my rally in Michigan, a state that he is in the process of destroying with his EV mandate. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Oh my gosh. He's with his mandate. In the alternative, he's in New York City today, although probably he doesn't know it. And so I'm stuck in one of the many court cases that he instigated as an election interference against a political opponent. I got to get that again. Hit it. He's shooting him. Boy, Trump letting him off right now. He's right, though. That's exactly what this is. A continuing witch hunt. It's only
that is funny.
thinks he can win. In fact, let's do the debate at the courthouse tonight on television. I'll wait around.
He should have added in. Although I know why. He should have added in. I'll wait around. Although I know you won't show up. He sounds like Mr. T and Clubber Lang in Rocky 3. That's how Donnie T sounds.
That's
I know you won't show up. I know you scared.
Anywhere, anytime, fool.
Anytime. I pity you. I pity you, Crooked Joe Biden. You don't want to face a real man. You want to sit behind all your teleprompters to talk for you. You can't talk on your own behalf.
Carlson said he couldn't handle a Trump debate. He can't. Oh man, Anime says you need a Joe Biden phase for your pause on that soundboard. You're right. I thought about it. I gotta find it. I'm gonna put the Joe Biden pause on the soundboard. Oh my gosh. Remember when Cat called out Kevin Hart? He said, I'm lost, YB. But yo, this is crazy. They can't allow it. They cannot allow Joe Biden to debate Trump. They can't allow it. That is political suicide.
He's had so many gaffes and fumbles.
Bro, they cannot allow that. They can't. It'll be over. I mean, it's already over for Nickel Slick. But to put him on display to show the emperor has no clothes,
yeah,
that would devastate it. They're going to be like, all right, we gotta. At that point, they just like, yo, we need a new Lee Harvey Oswald.
They're not trying to. They're not trying to embarrass him more, and they don't want him to look bad because we already saw when what was the defense for him having his secret documents, his so-called secret documents, just sitting out there in his garage, wide open, where anybody can come up and look at it, right?
Bro.
Next to his old timers vehicle, real nice vehicle he got. What did he have? You remember?
That old vet. That vet, ain't gonna lie, that vet was fire though. I can't even hold you. That vet was fire.
Joe's vet. So next to Joe's vet and his 1960s newspapers where JFK got shot, he's got all the secret documents. Mm-hmm. And here they're talking about Donnie T's documents could be gotten to if you use the coat hanger. That was the news article that they were running today. Like every single one of these jokers, I'm sure that Jimmy Carter's got his sitting over there on his coffee table. Thanks. And what's so important in those secret documents, really, that they would be allowed to go home with anyway? I mean, they're making the case that it's wrong that Donnie T had them, but everybody got them, and they never did say where did Barry keep his? Where's Barry got his? Mm. Did we ever take a look at Barry Soetoro's docs or Jimmy Carter's?
Barry Soetoro's.
Reagan's or Nixon's or Dirty Bill.
But this is the problem, right? This is what upsets me. Not upsets me, but this is what trips me out, is the fact that every president had documents that they could have because they were the president of the United States and they have declassification powers. Now, maybe it was a couple things they probably shouldn't have had. Obama had a similar situation. Billy Clinton had a similar situation where they got off with a slap on the wrist. You had something that you weren't supposed to have or whatever. You didn't declassify. Don't do it again, right? Nickel Slick was never the president of the United States when he had the stuff that he had. He was the vice president. He didn't have the classification power. So how is he not being held responsible for that?
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to have none of that. To me, that's the equivalent of what Hillary did with her servers.
Yeah, she wiped the servers. Had the servers wiped. Right.
But see, that's the thing, that two-tier justice system, like you said, where they only give him a slap on the wrist. They just slid that under the mattress. Now Donnie T, he had dinner napkins. He had a menu from a presidential dinner at the White House. Oh my gosh.
Pick and choose.
My goodness gracious.
The pick and choose all day, every day. Pick and choose.
He had those pictures of Obama on his knees in front of Michelle doing something we can't discuss. That's the crazy part. That's the stuff that I don't understand. But it's like I said, it's two-tier justice system. But check this out, Jay. This is nuts. I wouldn't even be that. I guess they're storm chasers, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't do this. This is crazy. I would never want to get that close to a tornado.
They're speeding up towards it.
Yeah, they're tripping. They gonna be visiting the Wizard of Oz. They keep doing what they doing.
Yeah, we've got a couple storm chasers over in our neighborhoods too. I remember
Yo,
a few died. A
Mother
few
Nature
died
is crazy.
last. Was it last year? A few died. A few got killed.
Yeah, look at this. Look at nope. I don't need that viral moment. I do not. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Look at that tornado. I'm good. I ain't nope. But apparently this is one of several tornadoes that hit Nebraska, and there's supposed to be more to come. You know, and it just interests me that we got this unprecedented type of weather in Nebraska, where the Democrats are worried about having a tie moment with Donnie T, or possibly look at this. You see the tractor trailer in the road?
Flipped over on the side.
On his side. How many times that thing spun around in a circle before it hit the ground?
They're coming to rescue them.
Okay.
They're coming to check on them.
I hope so. It only looks the tractor trailer is done for. We'll be okay. Hope he got out. But like I said, it's funny. It's crazy that Nebraska is not a winner take all state, and if RFK hold his ground in Nebraska, it could cause the election for Joe Biden, and all of a sudden Nebraska got all of this weather activity. You know, call me a tenfold conspiracy theorist, call me Kofi on tight. I'm just saying. You know, I'm glad to see like people gonna be, if you got that much weather anomaly right happening right now, and people are gonna start to be displaced in Nebraska. Get ready for them penny savers. Be ready for them penny savers. Be ready for them mail-ins, guys. Don't forget that's how they Shanghai 2020. Because those people won't be like if they devastate Nebraska enough or Omaha enough, right?
Yeah.
People ain't gonna be able to go to the polls, right? Because they got to rebuild and this and that. So what they gonna have to do? We'll bring the mail-ins out. Nebraska's a legit battleground state. Maine is the same thing. They don't do the same thing that the other 48 states do. It's not winner take all. So if you come down to a 269, and Hakeem the Dream becomes Speaker of the House, he's the split decision. He can throw it for Biden. But if RFK takes enough votes in those states away from Biden, then it's a wrap for the Democrats, and they can't have that. What's up, Emmanuel? But this weather crazy, man. It's crazy. Justine says, I'll go hide in my hallway if it gets too windy. This storm chasing stuff is crazy. I couldn't do it, bro. This storm chasing stuff is nuts.
I remember I was stuck out one time out at the stores, and the power went out, and we had gusts of wind. They were like the 60-mile-an-hour winds. So we had billboards and different debris flying down the streets, and so I went over to the window. We have one of those big window things. You can see everything just flying. So I went backed up away from it all. The store went completely dark, like the power was completely out, but there were still people in there, and they were heading to the registers with their stuff, like they were going to be purchasing things, and they were asking the workers, where's this and where's that, and the workers are like, if you're trying to use credit card or any of this other stuff, it can't work because we've lost power. We don't have backup over here, and you can see right now they're saying it's a tornado warning outside. I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Is you muted, Kenny?
There we go. I'm good now. So yeah, so check it, right? So this is why I'll be telling you guys to keep your canned goods, your oodles and noodles, your preps, your first aid, batteries and stuff like that, because it don't gotta be like some war lights out scenario. It could be something like this, these disasters that you see happening in in the Midwest right now in Nebraska. Like for example, I was at the gun store the other day, and my gun store had MREs on sale, $4 a pack. I loaded up on those things at $4 a pack. I got my tote full of canned goods, batteries. I got candles and stuff like that. I'm in Pennsylvania right now, right? And I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know what's going down. So I got my kit with me, and I got my Bug-O bag with me, just in case. because you never know what's going to happen, especially right now, guys. Times right now is just weird. So, like I said, get your oodles and noodles, get your canned goods, get your first aid, get your lights, get your candles, get all of that stuff, right? Get all of it. Because you never know what's going to happen. We don't know what's coming down the pipe. We don't know when a natural disaster is going to happen. We don't know when they're going to turn the weather machine on the East Coast or the West Coast. We don't know. We don't know if China going to attack us and knock out our grid, knock out the lights. We don't know. Exactly, Tyler. Tyler says, prep, pray, stay out the way. 100. Justine says, especially you mothers with the formula. It snowed here a couple of times and power was out a few days. You never know. That's true. That's 100. Yep. You know what I mean? Steph told Jay to get to the bunker. Steph Colonel told Jay to get to the bunker. I wonder if Jay do. Yeah, he live in Oklahoma. I wonder if he do got like a storm cellar or something like that, or a bunker to go to. Because I've seen some places, some houses in Oklahoma. Like me and my wife was looking at some stuff on Redfin over in Oklahoma, and I seen a couple where like in the garage they got like storm cellars, like almost like a bunker in the garage under the ground. You know, like you slide. It's pretty dope. I wonder if Jay got that at his house. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. It's got weather anomalies. You got the Screen Actors Guild. You got the feds out here marching in the street right now. You got the thing that happened with the guy in the bar where they're trying to turn that into a George Floyd situation. You got all of these protests happening all over. I just got a feeling, like I said, it only take one person to spark off a situation at one of these, otherwise, I guess you would say peaceful protests. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be an interesting weekend. It's going to be an interesting just rest of the year because it's an election season. It's an election season. Why is Feds trending? Let me see something. Why is Feds trending? Oh, Feds is trending because of Patriot Front. Oh my gosh, these guys is ridiculous. This is too much. Oh man, look at this. It's like they're trying to have like some kind of promotion or something like that. What is this? Hold on, let me bring this to you guys. This is funny. Hold on. Where we at? Boom. Look at this nonsense. Let's see what they're talking about.
So we are here. Patriot Front is here in Charleston, West Virginia. We have marched through downtown, and we are currently marching on our way to the state capital of West Virginia. We've had a lot of positive receptions. We've had a lot of very distant interest from the police, if you see them over there. And we have had a lot of flyers handed out to people. We're going to give a great speech at the Capitol. Stay tuned for more updates.
Here they go. Look at this. They got a spokesperson and everything. You know he an informant. You know he an informant.
Thank you, sir. Thumbs up.
You know this guy an informant. This is hilarious. This is too much. We're going to give a great speech at the Capitol, all this other nonsense. This is crazy. This is nonsensical. Telling you guys. They could what? Yeah, could they be any more federal? Exactly. Hey Jay, you just missed Patriot Front's public service announcement.
I saw that nonsense. I had to jump on a phone call temporarily, but yeah, this is y'all the fear mongering and they got me scared.
I know, right? Shaking in my boots. Matter of fact, AJ, take over the stream real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, who do they really have a fearful? Man, God did not give me a spirit of fear, but sound mind. But Cannon and I were talking before the stream began, and we saw that they're trying to figure out what they want to do with Sotomayor on the Supreme Court. And, she's been one of those characters that's been on the court that said a lot of things that over the years that I certainly have questioned her judging skills on if you read or listen to some of her arguments or seen some of the briefs that she's been a part of over the years. So they've, according to what the rumors were online anyway, is that she's dealing with health issues and considering retiring in 2025, which would put her past or 2020, between 2025 and so on, or 2026, somewhere around there, which would maybe put her in a position where we have a Donnie T back in office, and where it would be a Ruth Ginsburg situation all over again for the leftists. And we haven't seen too much from what the media is saying on whether or not Joe is going to try to force her to step down early so that it can insert a liberal into the court system. I think the court system is already going to, keep things on an immunity level with Donnie T. So we're going to have to see what they do going forward. So what do you guys? I don't know. What's you guys' thoughts in the chat on that? Do you think that Sotomayor gets? This is bringing up the Sotomayor thing and how the rumor is that she is going. Yeah, she may or may not have had that Hank Aaron, O.J. Simpson medication in her. May or may not have had that. He's not about as hardcore as a handful of cotton candy. Except the Fetty Wap situation over there with the Patriots.
Oh boy!
Do you think Sotomayor is gonna be forced into retirement real fast before this election? Because if she's talking about 2025 or 2026 stepping down, that's the rumors anyway.
They're not gonna force her. They're gonna try Weekend at Bernie's her like they did with what's the one that passed away already?
If they pull this though, they're gonna be right back to the Ruth Ginsburg situation all over again, because Donnie T will get in and he's gonna put a conservative person in there.
That's what it was, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They're gonna try to do her like that.
They're just gonna have her just sitting there sick, and not tell her please step down so we can put another healthy liberal in there. So they're gonna shoot themselves in their own foot.
Yep.
What's the ultimate game plan behind that then?
So they can keep the vote, so they can keep the Supreme Court vote.
On which side? That would be on the left. It would be to the left's determinant. If they keep her,
it could be to their detriment, but it also could be to their detriment to get a Amy Coney Barrett, where we thought she was going to be more conservative, and she hasn't really been.
But what's Brown doing?
Ketanji, she actually ain't been bad.
That's what I'm saying. It's not what we thought. We thought
she was going to be super ultra liberal. We thought
she said that she doesn't know what a woman is. That she's not a microbiologist. No, what she said.
Oh yeah, she's not a biologist. I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Hold up.
But she hasn't been ruling that bad.
We said what? So from that perspective of when she jumped in, on the left, they were like, yes, this is the person we need. But then when she came in, she's been more or less
she's been kind of conservative,
questioning everything. Like she's like one of the first people that just like, okay, what do you mean by that? And where's this going? Right. Tell me more. And exactly. I like that from what I've seen so far. I like that question.
Do you think that the left want to mess up and make that mistake again?
With the DEI hires? That's what they're looking for.
They don't want that. They do not want that, bro.
No, but Joe said that from now on he's picking black women to be at the center of whatever, of who they put on the justice and who they put, and just like when he had picked his press secretary, Jean Pierre, and then he picked Brown, or his team picked. I know he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. Let's be real about that. Joe doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. They just kind of like wheel him around.
That's what I'm starting to think too.
So it says she did what she had
to do. She did what she had to do to get the job.
She got in, did she? Did she get one over on people? Huh? Did she get over?
Emanuel talk also Lori Lightfoot on the Supreme Court. Get out of here. Oh my gosh. So one more thing before we get out of here, Jay.
Yeah.
Yo, check this out. Remember this story? Hold on, let me pull it up real fast. Remember the kid that tackled the teacher for his Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
Check it out. So, student sues school after viral attack over Nintendo Switch. Brendan Deppa, an 18-year-old Florida student with autism, has filed a lawsuit against Flagler County Public Schools, claiming the school failed to address his behavioral issues. What? Which he alleges contributed to his assault on a teacher's aide over a Nintendo Switch dispute. What? This work? That's awkward. That is awkward, bro. What? The lawsuit has sparked a debate on social media, with some expressing sympathy for Deppa and others criticizing his actions. In the lawsuit, Deppa's lawyers argued that the school should be held accountable for its failure to intervene despite being aware of his condition. The incident has raised questions about the school's responsibility in addressing students' behavioral needs and the potential consequences of not doing so. How is this the school or the teacher's aides' problem, Jay?
Man, where are they going to get all these extra teachers, aides, and teachers from to help in all these situations? The schools are completely
That's a social
packed.
worker issue. If anything, that's not the school's problem.
The schools are overcrowded at this point, right? In our area, in our district, we've got packed schools where they're putting the elementary kids with the junior high kids and junior high kids with the high school kids. Schools are overpacked, and there's constantly a lack or need for teachers. There's lack of teachers, and there's a need for more teachers, and there's a need for student aides, and the pay isn't there either. So they're overworked, overcrowded, and to complicate the matters, you want to put in more responsibility on what the teaching for
teachers,
for every single micromanaging every single student's going to have these different issues. There's classes of today, you got 20 kids at least with ADHD or behavioral issues coming to your class. You got 10 Brendan Deppers in your class.
100.
And only one aide, only one lady that got whooped over taking away his Switch.
So check it, right? First off, you need social workers for that. 2,
community social workers.
2, the teachers aren't raising your kids. The teachers should not be raising your kids. The teachers are there to teach reading, writing, and arithmetic. They're not there to teach your kids how to behave in a classroom setting. That's the parents.
Yeah.
His parents should have been on him long before that. That kid filling the gap like he did and laying that teacher out for a Nintendo Switch is an attribute to how he's raised at home.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's autistic. I don't care if he's autistic. He can still learn right from wrong. He can still learn how to behave in public, at school. That means that the parents get walked over by him. The parents are afraid to take his Nintendo Switch from him. His parents are afraid to discipline him when he acts out. So when he acts out like that, they probably back down their helicopter parents. He get to school, do something like this, now he in trouble. But now you want to sue the school system over something that the parents failed on.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
6'6", 270. He nearly 300 pounds.
At 18.
Yeah.
That should have been nipped in the bud a long time ago. But yeah, Blunt step right. Kids have different parents too. Yeah, they got helicopter parents nowadays.
And you see the situation with some of these kids on social media where they post that their kids wrecked their whole apartments. We covered that too before. Wrecked their house, wrecked their apartments, broke their TV. With the kids acting out, we need to stop giving teachers excuses for failing.
I mean, I get that, Emmanuel, but at the same time, you can't put what that kid did to that teacher's aide on the school.
There's not that many teachers to go around. Like and there's no money in it. Where's the financial concerns of these teachers being met at? Because this is a low paying, low reward job. You go to be a teacher and you come to class and you tell them, all right, students, let's put away those cell phones. And next thing you got 10 kids jumping you. Beating you down.
Yeah,
that's a regular occurrence in America. That's you got a substitute teacher that recently went into one of the schools here in Oklahoma or Texas or wherever it was, and she told them put away. I think one of them had a vape pen and someone else had something else, and 2 or 3 of the kids tackled her.
Right. Yeah.
2 or 3 of the kids tackled her. You're getting jumped. And if you can't, they're not necessarily the ones that we're supposed to say, okay, there's no more corporal punishment in most of these places, and now some schools are thinking about bringing it back because things are so out of whack everywhere.
Right, and you got people that's like, why'd you take my kid's belongings? Why your kid think it was okay to do that? Why did your kid think it was okay to vape in class? Why do your kid think it's okay to take his phone out in the middle of class and just start playing music out loud for everybody else to hear? Why does your kid think that's okay? Why do your kid not think that's inconsiderate and disrespectful? That's the questions that need to be answered. Not why'd you take my kid's phone? Why your kid out here disrespecting and being disruptive with his phone or with his vape or with whatever, his Nintendo Switch, playing Nintendo Switch in class? Are we serious?
We had
that's behavior that's supposed to be corrected at home.
We had the cell phones and things like that back in the 2000s, but we weren't bringing them into class.
No, I mean, I brought mine into class. I never brought them into.
We didn't bring them into class and have them out and just playing on them and stuff like that.
It was in my book bag on silent. You know what I mean? The only time I ever brought my phone out in class is when 9/11 happened. So I could chirp my sister, say, meet me in the parking lot. We out. He's serious. I remember because I had it in my hand going to the thing, and the principal came out and was ready to be like, Brandon, why you got your... And he was like, he stopped himself and was like, just go ahead. Given the circumstances, like, just go. You know, and I told my sister, get to the car, we out. As my father come chirping in on, telling us the same thing. But like, there's stuff that's supposed to be learned at home. Period, full stop. You know what I mean? Like, because if you don't, shut up, Emmanuel. With black and white. What do you say? And y'all had to wait until 9 to use free nights. Yeah, yes, we did. Yes.
The sidekick minutes. The sidekick was popping. You popped that sidekick open. It was like bloop. It made the little sound. You were good to go. The sidekick, the blue. What was it? The blueberry. What they asked? They had
the blackberry.
The blackberry.
I had a blackberry. I never had a sidekick. I used to always want a sidekick. My sister had one. I never had the sidekick. I always had Nextels. They even had the blackberry Nextel. Nextel even had a blackberry. I had a blackberry Nextel.
The chirp. Y'all remember the chirp?
We had Nextel. Me and my sister had Nextels. I had a Nextel when I was in middle school, like 8th grade. I had a Nextel. It looked like a walkie-talkie.
But things have changed so drastically from then till now to where things are just so out of hand and out of whack that you.
My father got called because I was in school disrespecting and disrupting the class with my phone.
Right.
He wouldn't have came in there asking the teacher why you take my son's stuff. He'd have came in there and bust my tail in front of everybody.
Whereas today, the teacher's gonna get sued. The parents are gonna be in there asking, why did you take this from our son or daughter? You know, it's an epidemic of social issues going on out here in America.
Yeah.
You haven't seen a school system, you haven't substituted, you haven't been over there to be at the PTA stuff, or you haven't been over there at your classes, man, you gotta go. You might have to go see what's going on over there, because it's like the Wild West. A lot of these kids have emotional and behavioral issues today. I remember just recently, one of the kids at not the schools my kids go to, but at junior high, one of the girls went in there and wrecked the entire computer science room. The entire computer science room, took it all out. She locked herself in there. She was having a breakdown of some kind. And it was junior high or high school girl, and she went to town on all the computers, broke every single thing in there. That's what she's facing out here right now. A lot of that going on.
Yeah, like this kid beat his teacher unconscious.
Yeah,
and you're suing the school because what? Well, they failed to discipline my kid. No, that's your job to do that. That's your job to correct your kid. So when they get in public and they get in school, they know how to act.
Then we're going to be upset when the corporal punishment goes too far. There's going to be a two-way street. How do you bring back the corporal punishment without it going too far? Then you're going to have a kid wind up in the hospital or dead off of someone taking things too far, giving into anger, or choke, or putting the what was it? The chokeholds or the neck on the knee, the knee on the neck, and all that stuff that we wanted to talk about, right?
Right.
So corporal punishment in the schools at this point, I don't see how that's going to. I don't see how that's going to really work for anybody, because
It's not.
the kids got to get that training at home. They got to meet with their counselors. They got to meet with social workers. There's a lot of issues out there, and it's the way that our environment is. A lot of kids are just going to be homeschooled. Homeschool is going to be the jump off point for a lot of people.
This is interesting. Yo, if this, I ain't see this. He says, y'all need to talk about Tennessee passing a bill to punish parents for the acts of their children. Tennessee been on a roll. So not only did Tennessee, I guess this must be something new, but Tennessee just passed the bill. They're waiting for the governor to sign it. It just passed to Tennessee's legislature that teachers can carry guns in school. Specific teachers, not all teachers. It's specific teachers that I guess they're going to train and allow to carry guns in school, right? But none of the teachers are going to know which teachers have guns, right? Which I think is smart. Now, then they passed a bill banning gender affirming care for kids, which again, that's that trans agenda where they want to allow the kids to transition, but they call it gender affirming care. Now Emmanuel's saying that they also passed a bill to punish parents for the acts of their children. I don't think I got a problem with that, Dre. Depends on the age of the child. Right? What's the age of emancipation for a kid in Tennessee? So if the age of emancipation for a kid in Tennessee is 15, right? Then no, the kid on his own, in my opinion. But if the if it's it's under that age, then yeah, you know what I mean? Cause and it depends on what it is, right? So if your kid went and shot somebody, but your kid bought a gun from off the street, you didn't know about it, I don't think the parents should be punished for that. Now, for example, if my son or somebody went in my safe, I knew they had the code to my safe, went in my safe, got one and did it, then maybe I should be held responsible for something. You know what I mean? Because because I ain't gonna say I facilitated it, but you get what I'm saying? But
yeah, I understand.
It depends on the circumstances, but I don't think I'm 100%. I don't think I'm against that. Tennessee been kind of based. See if I can't pull it up.
I don't know. It depends on what they're talking about. The punishment would be and what the ramifications. Because I don't want to see anyone catching. Look, because I don't want to see anyone catching like the felony over some stuff, and then you have a parent that can no longer vote or carry firearms to protect themselves or something like that. I don't want to see it weaponized, like Emmanuel said. Like, we don't want to see this weaponized against Black folks. Well, we understand that, but against all people too, because there's no telling what they could pull off. And when we talk about the tyrannical steps that government or the powers that be, or even your local state could take, you have to be wary of whatever they're going to pull next. You got to read the fine details and see what is the ultimate game plan behind this. So what are some of the ramifications? Because I don't know for certain what is in there. Because I'd have to read it myself and double check to see like what is the punishing.
Yeah.
No, I get what we know what we see over and over again. I'm pulling it up. We know what we see over and over again is the pick and choose. It's the certain rules apply for certain people and they don't apply for others. Like if you're powerful and rich enough, like a lot of stuff doesn't ever get attached to you. We saw that with the parents of the young man that came to school with his piece and he fired it at some other students and hit one in the leg and stuff like that. And then he didn't even go to jail.
Yeah, and the mother got in trouble.
And the mother got and he didn't even go to jail. And they had a lot of money. They were making whatever $200 a year or something like that, $200K a year or more. They had a $500,000 mansion or something like that. They were making good money. He didn't get in trouble for shooting at the school.
You know, they was getting paid like that.
That's what it was according back in the day. I don't know if you saw it last night. They had the NFL draft attendance records were set. 700,000 fans were in attendance, and several million people were watching the proceedings of the NFL draft yesterday. I don't know if you caught any of that. You didn't pay no attention to it, did you, Cannon?
Emmanuel said he
Didn't
against
know
it. He
that?
said he think it's along the lines. I didn't. I tried to watch some of it. We was at Texas Roadhouse eating some of them good biscuits and steak, and I was trying to watch a little bit of it, but I didn't see it.
Texas Roadhouse.
Emmanuel said he thinks it's a threat along, and I see where Emmanuel's coming from with that, but I think that if I look at it like a deterrent, I guess. If parents were responsible for what their kids do, which parents should technically be responsible for how the kids act in public and stuff like that, then parents will start to crack down on their children, you know, when it comes to stuff. You know what I mean? But I get where a man was coming from. You know what I mean? Because some of these parents just don't parent. You know, like I remember back in the day, I think they still do it. I'm not sure. I know, like, if your kids missed a certain amount of days in school, the parent got in trouble for that. You know what I mean?
Old school truancy or whatever, right?
Yeah, but the parents got in trouble for it because the kids didn't go to school, which I kind of understood. But at the same time, is I mean, I guess what I'm talking about. But at the same time, parents need to be held responsible as their kids do. But like you said, to what extent, right? So let's see what we got here. Is it up on the screen? Yeah, there it goes. Memphis, Tennessee Representative John Gillespie of Memphis has introduced a bill to the Senate State Legislature that would punish parents when their children repeatedly committed crimes. Repeatedly, okay, that's different. Repeatedly committed crimes. The proposal comes from City of Memphis data shows juvenile charges were up 30% in late 2023 compared to 2022. The District 97 state representative called the crime problem out of control. We've had people that have been carjacked by 12-year-olds all the way up to people right on the cusp of turning 18, Republican Gillespie said. That's true, though. He ain't lying about that. House Bill 1930, known as Parental Accountability Act, will require the parents or legal guardians of a child who was found delinquent in juvenile court for a second time or more to pay a fine of $1,000 on top of the child's punishment. That's different. That's different. So that means the kid will still be held responsible. The parent got to pay a fine of $1,000. I mean, the parent ain't going to jail. The parent got to pay a fine, and the kid's still getting the punishment. We can incarcerate them. We can try to educate them, Republican Gillespie said. But what it comes down to is a lot of these kids that have family members, parents either turning a blind eye or just not paying attention for a variety of reasons to what their kids are doing is an attempt to hold them responsible. I get that. And I get that. You know what I mean? So, okay. Now I don't know if I'm against it. I don't know if I'm against it. But that's because, you know, my kids do some stupid stuff like that. They got problems. They're gonna hope that they get arrested. Don't let me out. I know not want my father to get a hold of me. You know what I mean? I know that's how I would be. How do you sentence parents who are single parents? Absentee fathers, mothers also guilty. I don't think that, honestly.
And the grandparents and the aunties.
My mother was a single, right? My mother was a single, like my parents divorced. My mother was a single mother. You know, my father was still in my life. And guess who I was afraid of more, Jay? My father was a big man, but I was scared of my mother. I was scared to death of my mother. I did not want Ginger to have to come get me out of jail. You might as well don't even, nope, just leave me in here, please. No. Nope, you're not going to release me into the custody of that lady. I'd rather be right here. I'm serious. But that goes to show that, you know, attesting to my mother's parenting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. These
kids aren't afraid of their parents. I love my mom to death, and she was a fun mom, a great mom. But guess what? I was afraid of her. Just like I was afraid of my dad. And kids need to have a healthy fear of their parents. If your kids aren't afraid of you on some level, then you're going to have problems as they get older. You know what I mean? I remember one day my father was like, "You're getting too old for for ass whooping, son. I'm not. You gonna have to come to blows. I said you gonna have to catch me first. You gonna have to run me down. I'm not fighting you. You wild. You know what I mean? But I was a good kid. I wasn't a bad kid. But like that's the thing. A lot of the stuff that I could have gotten into a lot of craziness, but I didn't because I was afraid of the consequences that was going to come by. And I'm not talking about from the police. I'm talking about from my parents. I was afraid of them consequences. I'd rather deal with the police than have to deal with my father or worse, deal with my mother. It was times when my father had to plead on my behalf of the punishments my mother used to put me through for the dumb stuff I used to do as a kid. It's crazy. Like, damn, Ginger. I mean, I think he learned his lesson. You know what I mean? It was 23-hour lockdown shoe program in Ginger House.
Dang.
It was no joke. But that's a testament to how my parents parented. They were lenient. You know, when they wanted to be, they gave me a lot of leeway to do things like, you know, me and my homeboys used to catch the bus, we ride the bike downtown to the harbor, stuff like that. But we knew if we did something stupid, that was gone, and we were in some serious trouble. Serious trouble. I remember one day I didn't listen and I stayed out and I was riding my bike past the time I was supposed to be home. And I got home and my mother boyfriend handed me a plate. I said, why you give me this plate? He said, to cover your ass because you about to get it. Oh man, she was mad. And I never did it again. You know what I mean? Essentially the question becomes, do you need the government to force parents to do their job? That's the thing. The government should not be forcing parents to do their job, but like y'all said, it's a different type of parenting out here. You know what I mean? Parents are getting younger and younger. You got people in their 40s who got grandkids.
Dang.
You know what I mean? You got parents out here in the club with their kids. They smoking weed with their kids. It's a whole different type of parenting out here. So it's unfortunately, like, some of these parents ain't out here doing what they supposed to do to keep their kids up and, you know, keep their kids on the straight and narrow. You know, it's just how I see it. So like the $1,000 fine for your kid breaking into a Kia and driving around and then wrecking someone's car. I'm not mad at that. I'm not. So it looks like the bill's not going to incarcerate the parent. It's going to fine the parent for what the kid did, and the kid still got to answer to what they did. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that bill. Period. Parents just got to be parents. You can't make excuses for them. I know it's in some cases it's hard. You know, you got a mother that might be working 2 jobs. You know what I mean, and she can't pay her son any mind and stuff like that. You know, that's something that's a thing. You know, or vice versa. The father might he might be over the road. You know, it's different things that like I see Emmanuel's point.
Things getting so bad. This households out there, they got the kids working to support the entire the family. Like the kid, like they're dependent on the kids. The kids getting Amazon jobs and getting some of these other jobs they're working after
these
school.
Kids out here selling drugs to keep their family.
Yeah,
some of the kids are selling drugs to keep their family jumping.
Other places. It's going to be a lot of that going on where things have gotten so hard economically for the families out here that are trying to support themselves, and prices of everything are expensive as heck.
Yeah, Hotel Fellerati with the $5. The fear of consequences is a direct result of this behavior. The thing is there is no fear of consequences with these kids nowadays. That's the problem.
None.
Look at the kid that we showed when me and Protocol was doing the show on Thursday. The kid that he started fighting the bus driver, yo. He was driving the bus and it ran into a wall.
Fought the bus driver.
He fought the bus. Did you see that video?
Nah. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yo, it's just still be in the griff bag. Yo, he fought the bus driver, bro. I'm like, wait, what? The bus was still moving. Where is it at? That's not it. That's the. Let me see. This it right here. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Share screen. Your StreamYard is good on the go, bro. I'm gonna tell you that much. Here we go. Make sure Sean, I got it. I wish I had two screens though. Here we go. Look at this, y'all. He's driving the bus. He's mad because the bus driver didn't let him off at a stop that wasn't a stop. He decides to fight the bus driver while the bus driver's driving the bus. For what?
Wow.
And then it hits a wall. Boom. And if the bus driver didn't have that seatbelt on, he'd have went through that wall. He'd have went through that windshield. Like, this is crazy. No fear of consequences. No morals. No consideration for the people on the bus or the people that's driving around the bus. Just none of that. Just all about self. Anger issues. And like I said in the stream on Thursday, this is the same type of kid that would smack a teacher because he got mad because the teacher might have embarrassed him in front of the class. The same type of guy that would shoot a girl in broad daylight because he mad she broke up with him. Same type of person. This is crazy.
That's the jacked up part about it.
This lack of morals, this lack of parent. What they say in the Bible? Train a child and raise them up the way they should go. Right? And they shall not depart, right? Yeah, the only one. Yeah, you're right. The dude is the only person that saw that wall coming up. That's crazy, Jay.
Did they get a hold of him? Because he obviously that damaged the heck out that bus.
It damaged the bus, the building it hit.
Yeah.
And whoever else got injured on that bus from that bus, he ain't hit the brakes. That bus just moving.
Right, it's that wall. It's like it's always these guys that are in full good health that could be choosing to do something different with their lives, that you see them just wasting all these opportunities.
Yeah.
Like you're not stuck in a wheelchair, you're not, on a ventilator. There's all these kind of issues you could be having out here, and you're choosing to do some nonsense like this instead of trying to pick the right battle. And this wasn't it. Fighting the bus driver over the stop wasn't the right battle to be picking. You got legs, and you got the wrong stop. You could just walk over there. Wait till he says, "I'm about to stop over here on this side." Speak with some respect.
But see, I agree with you, Manuel. He said, "Who are the people on the bus too scared to jump in? So scared that they would die before they intervene. When did we become scared of confrontation? I'm scared of confrontation because, now, like you said, like you got the one guy that tried to intervene, but he's scared because, one, you don't know if that kid got a gun on him, a knife on him. They it's self-preservation, I guess, in a certain aspect. You know what I mean? Like if I was on that bus, he'd be choked out. He'd be asleep. But then I might be in trouble. But also, people are afraid of the consequences for helping. Yeah, exactly.
Now
That's
you
another
got a
thing.
lawsuit. Yeah, you under arrest.
Now I'm Daniel Penny.
Now we,
you know what I mean?
We marching.
now I'm Rudy. Rudy told the story on Thursday how he had to choke a dude out on the bus.
Dang, that's rough out here.
And Rudy ended up unaliving him. He was on PCP.
I want to see, but to Emmanuel's point, I would like to see who all is on the bus. Who's on the bus? Is it elderly people and they have no say in the fight, because they're just stuck on their chair, they can't really move like that. Or is it some grown people just looking scared?
It could very well be. It could be a little bit of both. Like it says, look at this. Bad times. A bad title said, our community is self-selecting its behavior, and the ones who know are protecting their checks, not children. That's a good take. This is crazy. Like all he's supposed to be doing. You're right. All he's supposed to be doing is just dropping people off at a bus stop. He is not. He is not. This is not a part of his job title to have to scuffle with somebody on the bus like like speed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I agree. I agree, Emmanuel. I agree. I couldn't be on that bus because you know what I mean. Because what if it's me and my kids on that bus? You know what I mean? I gotta intervene. But then again, like I said, now if me intervening means this kid suing me because I done broke his neck or something, or he got injured because I had to stop him from doing this reckless nonsense and saving ever many people on that bus, like Rudy did. Look at Daniel Penny. Everybody on that train said that he saved them. Boy, they were scared, and he stopped that kid. And now he probably gonna go to jail for the rest of his life.
We'll see. We're still waiting on that, right? We're waiting on what's gonna be, because they were holding it for election season. They're trying to hold it back to see if they could utilize it. And we said it. We called it. Like everyone in the hotel community was calling it. We said they're gonna hold on to that trial for as long as they can. They're not gonna speed. They're not gonna speed it up and get it over with. They want to hold on to it.
Spiritual warfare at its finest. I hear that. You're right, because
you'll be at the bus praying, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Put on the whole armor of God.
Putting on the whole hands of cannon. Put my hands on that kid. Like,
but
it's just
you look at that as a physical manifestation as well as a spiritual. And every time you put on your armor there and be more, you're doing the same thing. You're putting on the whole armor of God. Lord God, protect me. You know, you plating up out there. Cannon Hotep is plating up.
I'm plating up. Look, you either got to be Cain Velasquez or a victim. Right. And look, Cain Velasquez might go to jail for going after the predator that put his hands on his kid. That's the world we live in now. Monique right too. The dude will probably get off with a few charges. But this is the world we live in. We're in a world where, you know, it's almost like Bizarro world. It's almost like Bizarro world. Exactly. Emmanuel said, as his name says, God is always with us. That is right. But that's the thing. You got a lot of people like. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the people on the bus were just scared to death. They wasn't worried about, oh, if I step in, I might hurt the kid. And no, in that moment they were just afraid. Because if I see him scrapping with the bus driver, I'm gonna do exactly what this one dude do and go up and get him. You can tell he an OG too that grabbed him. And then the kids see the wall at the end.
I know the guy grabbing was gotta be like, yo, the wall, about to crash. Remember the video they had of they scare you from doing the right thing. Remember that video that came out of, what was it, China or Korea or whatever, those spots where the bus driver got distracted or whatever, and they went off the bridge and everybody died. They hit the ramp.
What happened?
You didn't see that when it came out? Like we did. I think we did look at that one. It came out.
Did we look at that?
Yeah, we looked at it back in whenever that was, 2019, 2020, one of those years. Bus driver went off bridge, and everybody on the bus died. It was
fear is the strongest demon in the world. Montoya said, "Are they desensitized? They might be."
It was in China. He got attacked, and he was on a bridge, and he fell off. They went off the bridge, and everybody died.
And then you got what's happening in New York with women just getting punched in the face, just out of nowhere, just random acts of violence. I'm telling you, I think what's the name right? Like this is like this demons entering these people just got them doing craziness. Yo, we got how many people we got watching? 5 watching. That's what I'm talking about. 867 of them are over on X. Man, like I said, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, go over to YouTube and Rumble, Cannon Hotep on YouTube and Rumble, and also follow me on X. Same thing with Jay Pylon. Follow Jay Pylon on X and Jay Pylon on YouTube. Man, this is crazy, yo, but strange times we living in, guys. Like I said, these birth pains are getting more and more frequent. So if you ain't with the Lord, man, you better get right with him.
And we didn't hear whether.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we didn't hear whether or not they got the red heifer. They still haven't announced it, have they?
Did you see what Jonah? Oh, you wasn't on Protocols. I was watching Protocols stream last night, and Jonah saying he predicting they're going to do it on like June 11th.
They're waiting that long?
I don't know. That's what I said. I don't know what the significance of it is. Probably to ask Jonah what the significance of it is. But Jonah thinking it's going to be in June when they say something.
They haven't said anything just yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, Kenan, I gotta go. Kids need me to go do something with them.
No, you good. I'm about to get out of here too, man.
I
Anyway,
appreciate
guys,
you.
if you new, hit the like.
Chat. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, appreciate you, Jay.
No problem.
Man, if you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon, guys. Let me see. There we go. If you're catching a replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism. If you like the stream, this is my bare bones setup. I'm out of town right now, but Mondays and Wednesdays, Cannon Speaks. We're gonna go back to the 10:30 time frame. Mondays and Wednesdays on X, YouTube, and Rumble. Cannon Speaks at 10:30. Come check us out. We always have a good time. The chat is always fun and inquisitive. Very engaging, guys. Anyway, until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be safe, stay strapped, don't miss. Keep your head on the swivel, guys. I'll let you.